Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back once again to Phatkat Collections. Got another exciting Nubeo watch for you folks today. And this one is, one actually I had on my list for a while. And I think when I originally requested it, it was out of stock, and then they got it back in because they were able to send it to me. And this is the Parker Automatic, done in obviously a limited edition, as most of the Nubeo watches are, if not all of them. And this one's done, and they call this carbon red. And so their Parker Automatic editions actually have this kind of infused carbon bezel. It's not like a carbon fiber, but a kind of like what I kind of consider, like, if you ever looked at like laminated furniture, like for instance laminated firearm stocks and compound bow stocks, they have this kind of laminated look. And what they do is they infuse different layers of wood together, and once they trim it and cut it and shape it, it has kind of like this almost like kind of layered camouflage look. And it's no different with this particular bezel. They've layered black and red, and then when they machine this or cut this to make this shape in this particular piece, which bolts right to the top of the watch, you have this kind of dual color, kind of black and red gradient look. It has texture almost like wood. Very cool. And I actually have this one in the like the teal blue, and I have it in the black as well. So, but the red, I don't know what it is about red. Red is such a fun, vibrant, awesome color, you know. And I know, again, I know I'm like a kid on Christmas morning with this stuff. Every time I do a video review, I'm like, this one, ooh, this one, oh, this is the best. You know, I can't help it. I'm just a big kid, right? And so, you know, this again is one that it just really pops on their website, and I knew it was going to be super cool in person. So let's check it out a little further. So we have, obviously everything on this is bright red and black. So you have to like red. This is the kind of watch that I don't really wear all that often, but when I want something that really has that pop of color, for instance, you know, I know you guys are grown men, so I'm not trying to insult anybody or give you guys advice on how to dress. Wear what you like, wear what makes you happy, but I like to kind of accessorize. You know, if I'm going to rock this shirt with a lot of red roses on it, I may want to rock the red watch as well. Again, may not. I don't always color coordinate what I'm wearing, but it's kind of nice to be able to have a nice big collection of watches where you can do that. Now you may be totally different, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you're a guy who's just simple, plain old black, or you like a G-Shock, or you like stainless steel, hey, by all means, you know, wear what you ultimately makes you happy. But for me personally, I really enjoy kind of color coordinating, kind of accessorizing, and it's kind of fun for me to be able to kind of coordinate, you know, at times my attire with my watch, right? So very cool. Let me get some close-ups here and show you guys just how awesome this is. Hopefully you can see the texture on here. I know my camera doesn't really focus all that well, but just a killer looking watch. Does not have a screw down bezel on these. Not a big deal. You still get decent water resistance. We're going to talk about those features, what I like to call check boxes. Exhibition window on the back, very cool. You have a little bit of that, again, sort of like an anodized red ring around the bezel. Just a great looking piece. Now it is available in a couple different color options. It's hard for me to pick a favorite. I know when I first went to the site, I gravitated right towards the red. And you will notice that a lot of the watches that I get from Nubeo, I try to get a different, you know, variety. Sometimes green even, which I'm not a huge fan of. But this watch I liked so much with the carbon, I had to request multiple colors. The only one I didn't request is the yellow and black and the all blue. And the reason for that is the blue is just, it's a little more, I think of the 5 that they make, I feel like the blue is the most boring one. And the yellow one, I feel like you can just get the black version and throw on a yellow strap through Nubeo as well. So you kind of get 2 watches with that. Whereas the red, the teal, these are kind of, you know, you can of course change it up with the strap. I think this one comes with a black strap if I remember correctly. Let me see if they show it on the site. No, they don't. Actually, this one may not come with a strap now that I think about it. All right, so what do you get? So you're getting a barrel-shaped case. Sometimes this is referred to as tonneau. I prefer the barrel-shaped case, but you guys know I don't edit my videos. I just kind of spew what I'm thinking at the moment. I'm thinking it. And so, you know, again, these are really down-to-earth videos, more of like show and tells. Some folks may, you know, on YouTube we use the word review a lot, and ultimately when you're reviewing a watch, that's I think where, you know, a lot of this is going to be very repetitive, right? When you're reviewing a watch, we're going to use what I like to call, and I'm the only one on YouTube saying this, I call them check boxes, right? Nothing, you know, rocket science, but these are kind of features that a lot of folks are looking for when buying specifically a watch. And of course, check boxes are going to be different based on different products. It might be a smart home camera. It might be a specific car with certain features. For me, I have specific check boxes when I'm looking for a watch. And again, I'll wear any watch from cheap $10 watches up to $2,000, $3,000 watches. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you just got to really like what you have on your wrist. And do you enjoy it? And is it fun? You know, I think it's a lot of fun when I'm going to get ready. If I'm going to go out to a casino or go out to dinner, where I'm like, hey, what am I going to wear today? And I'll kind of like, again, coordinate with what I'm kind of a... Style is subjective. You may not be caught. You very well may not wear this shirt, right? Different strokes for different folks. Always be yourself. Wear what you enjoy. Be happy doing so, and be confident doing so. But when it comes to check boxes, number one, do you like it? So when we're talking review, I can't give you. One guy watched one of my videos. He said that wasn't a review. Well, part of that's true because I'm not really putting these watches like. I don't specifically have like, all right, we're gonna test durability, we're gonna test longevity. Like these are kind of things that you come back to years down the road, and generally people only complain or bring something up when they have a negative experience. There's so many watches always coming into my collection that I may not come back to this. I'll try, but generally I will if it's failed, right? Overall, watches are made with a lot of precision nowadays, and we're really not. There's not a lot of watches being produced that is garbage. Even $10 watches, they're incredible for what you're paying, right? So just kind of keep that in mind when looking for watches. I am going to do another video pretty soon here on a guy finally did, I shouldn't say finally, but he did a comparison between a San Martin watch and a Rolex. And man, he's going to piss a lot of people off that video. And good, because there is this nonsense going around. I've been saying it for 15 years that there is these Rolex fanboys, these luxury watch fanboys who think that the quality you get with a luxury brand is just you can't touch it with affordable watches. It's just not true. There's always going to be differences, but this video, really tears Rolex apart. So I may put a link in the description just for you to check it out. And the reason why is because I want you guys going into these videos, when you watch one of my reviews or my show and tells, whatever you want to call them, just know that no matter what you choose, the number one thing is, do you like it? Quality is almost like a guarantee nowadays, right? You can have good and bad luck with anything. Absolutely, there's different levels of quality. There's different levels of quality control. But once you're getting good, there's really no reason to go past that. Again, if it makes you happy, by all means do so. But with a watch like this by Nubeo, you're getting a solid timepiece that's going to bring you a lot of fun and enjoyment. So what do you get with this? So let's talk more about those check boxes. So specifications, we have a Japanese automatic movement, 3 hands. This is something I've been trying to get after Nubeo out. It just says Japanese movement, 21 joules. I'm guessing that this might be a Miyota. Generally, in the Nubeo line, in their models, they use Miyotas. They do use sometimes some like off-branded Chinese movements, but for the most part, they're Miyotas or NH35s. To me, I think this is a Miyota. I kind of recognize the rotor, but if that's a deal breaker for you and you have to know before you buy this, reach out to me through email or comment, and I'll try to get you that information. Okay, so that's one thing they really need to change. These watches are selling like crazy. Every time you go to their site, I do a review and I look back and they're out of stock. Fortunately, this one is in stock. Price point on this is $1,040. Now, I've said it many times, $300 to $400 is really kind of the sweet spot for most watches out there, right? Are you going to be able to find this by a different manufacturer? Or something even that looks like this to kind of get you in this space? Probably not. This is pretty unique to Nubeo, this carbon bezel, this particular style. So if you like something enough, sometimes you have to pay a little more for it. I'll give you an example. I know that I can get a set of home speakers, right? There's a new set of Cerwin Vegas. I need like a hole in the head, but I am looking at them, right? I cosmetically like the way they look. I love Cerwin Vega has that red foam surround. It may be a more modern material nowadays. They're all white. The aesthetics of the speaker, I absolutely love. Can I get a cheaper speaker that will give me the same performance that I'm going to be just as happy with? Probably, but is it going to have that look? So naturally, you do pay for certain things that you really appreciate sometimes, right? Sometimes you got to pay a little more. So just to let you guys know, 1,040 is a lot. These are always on sale, but if you use my coupon code when the watches are not on sale, and use it no matter what, you may get a discount on top of it. I don't know when it works or when it doesn't, but 99% of the time, when you are going to use it on their standard price, 1,040, you're going to get it for 50% off using the Phatkat Collections code. So I'm going to put all that in the description. Use it, take advantage of it, get it for $520. So again, depends on how much they sell. If a company's not really selling, maybe it's not super popular, maybe most people don't like red, you'll see this watch drop more in price. Always use my coupon code to try to take advantage of some savings. 44 millimeter case size, case thickness 15. You get a nice thick, sorry guys, I gotta look out here, see this guy's delivering. Nice thick barrels style case. It gives a nice tall wrist presence. Blacked out color with some red and looks like yellow accents. Very cool. Pull out crown, 26 millimeter silicone strap. These are proprietary to this watch, so just kind of keep that in mind. Weight is 120 grams, 2-year international warranty, and you still get that 3 ATMs of water resistance. Absolutely stunning piece. Love this watch. What else? Applied indexes. Again, you have the dial color black. I like this. I kind of consider this very... Nubeo did one release, I forget which one it was, it's a while back, I mentioned it before, where they did kind of a sun-inspired watch. And I like when they combine, especially because this is a... Okay, welcome back. So I like that they did kind of like this combination yellow, red, and black on the face. Very cool. Nubeo in the past did, I forget which one they did, but they did a kind of like a sun-themed watch. Remember, these are space-themed watches and sea-themed, so this particular line is going to be space-themed. And so they did one that, again, was, I don't remember which one, but it might have even been another one. God, I can't really remember. Maybe they did another one, carbon of some sort. They make so many different models, I forget. But I was saying they should do a combination bezel like this that had like red, yellow, and orange, kind of layer that with that kind of carbon laminate, and you'd really have something very sun-inspired. You'd do a combination, you know, those same 3 colors in a watch. Hopefully they'll do that down the road if they listen to my video, but I think that I like that they did that on at least the indices and some of the markers on the face. There is a combination of red and yellow. It is very bright, very sun-inspired, even though it's not really meant to be inspired by the sun. So what they state about this is that it says here, witness a momentous journey with this limited timepiece. The Parker Automatic celebrates the Parker Solar Probe. So again, Nubeo is going to take things that are related to you know, space and kind of combine it to the watch. When you look at a watch like this, it doesn't really scream, you know, Parker Solar Probe, other than having like kind of like there's a sun on the back. And I guess maybe this is the one I was thinking, where I must have mentioned this in a different video. Maybe I was referencing this watch or whatnot, but it is about the mission to the sun, some kind of solar probe. So I think it would have been really nice if they did one watch that was just screamed that theme, where you looked at it and said, oh yeah, that's sun-inspired. Whereas this is the closest one of the colors they make to be, I guess, sun-inspired, but you wouldn't really know that this was inspired by, I guess, that solar probe, unless you read this description or looked at, even on the back, they just show like a kind of like just a round circle, which is supposed to be the sun. So sometimes the themes are kind of loosely tied to the watch, but still, it's still a cool story, and it's still a great looking watch, and it's definitely one for the collection. So it doesn't have sapphire for some of those folks who absolutely have to have a sapphire crystal. It just has anti-reflected coated mineral lens. I've never scratched any crystal, so I don't, for me, that checkbox isn't really a big deal, but for you, it might be. It also mentions that it has a barrel-shaped case with carbon fiber bezel. I don't think this is carbon fiber. Like the black version looks like sort of a carbon fiber, but this to me just looks like layered carbon, almost like a carbon laminate. So they should change that description, even whether it's right or wrong. I just don't agree with it. But nevertheless, it is a killer looking piece and definitely a flashy one to throw on the wrist. So without further ado, let's do that. I am 5'8". I weigh about 182 pounds. I have a 7-inch wrist, and this is what this is going to look like on a guy my size, my height, my weight. Some folks have complained before about the length in the strap. This is a very minor complaint. You can just slide the strap retention loop here a little further up, and that kind of holds that down. If you have a smaller wrist, you're going to have more of that held down. But remember, if you want to commit yourself to never selling the watch, or your wrist always staying the same, not you gaining weight. I know most of the time wrists stay the same, but if you got really fat, for instance, your wrist is going to get fatter, right? You'd have to put on a lot of fat, but you could always gently trim some of this down if you want to, but it's easy enough just to move the retention buckle down. People whine about everything, but anyway, not a big deal in my eyes, but check that out. Absolutely flashy, stunning. Man, I'm not really a red car guy, but, this watch, I don't know, it kind of makes me want one, but maybe a red Ducati. Ooh. Just a stunning piece, folks. 44 millimeter, remember, 44 millimeter doesn't sound like a big oversized watch, but when we're looking at a watch of this case style, it definitely takes on a different wrist presence. It's definitely a big piece. It's definitely, I don't mean to always say, oh, it's going to get you noticed. Not everybody wants to be noticed, right? But, when I think that even somebody who is, a conservative watch lover who likes Rolex, right? Why else would you buy one other than to get noticed? I know people well, I like the quality. I'm calling BS on that. And the more people bring in light to the fact that Rolex watches, in my opinion, are not all that they're cracked up to be. Are they great? Yeah, but so is $400 watches. So, I think that you can just get a lot of bang for your buck with watches like this. And again, this isn't going to be for everybody, but I absolutely love it, and I think you will too. So definitely check out the other color options. If you're not into the red, you have the black. But the black's cool. I have the black. I've reviewed the black, but the black is definitely more subtle. But at least it gives you a little extra pop. When you wear a watch with a silicone strap or rubber strap that's black, it starts to look like a G-Shock, and then you might as well just wear a G-Shock, right? But with this one, at least you have that kind of unique flaked carbon bezel, I'm going to call it. It definitely stands out a little more. But hey, always buy what makes you happy, buy what you truly like and are going to wear and enjoy. And if I can help in any way, let me know. Do use my coupon code, save a little money. And you guys have a fantastic day, and take care.